Technology is playing a bigger role in security than ever before, and it's continually increasing. It's being used to help the human element. Guards are limited in what they can do and where they can go. So technology is used to actually focus the human element, the guards, on where they should go and what they should do. It actually makes their job easier and also makes the job safer, because the guards can know that they're going into a situation where there might be an armed person there, so they know that they need to have protection, or they need to call the police or something like that. So it's actually helping and enhancing security.
One of the most useful advents in security technology over recent years has been the introduction of thermal imaging. Unlike standard CCTV cameras that rely on reflected visible light to produce images, thermal cameras use infrared based on heat emitted by objects. This literally allows users to see in the dark, and the benefits are significant.
And just to put it in layman's terms, what it does, it's a sensor that picks up body heat and transforms that to an image that we can interpret. So typically a person would be walking in somewhere, and you'd look at that person as a heat signature showing hot or cold spots. So that's basically what a thermal imager does.
You can use it in large areas, like if you have a big hall and you want to make sure that nobody's coming into the hall, like for the elections. Once you've set up the night before, you don't want anyone coming in and messing with the papers or anything. You can do that and cover the whole hall with one camera, and it'll tell you if somebody's coming in. Or on a long perimeter, if you have a housing complex and you want to make sure no one's breaking in, you can use the thermal cameras on the perimeter.
Another advantage of thermal imaging is its reach, with high-end solutions ranging up to 28 kilometers. And as the prices of the technology have decreased over the last few years, its uptake has grown significantly, with applications in a variety of areas, from mineshaft maintenance to combating rhino poaching.
I think recently the technology has become more accessible to the commercial market. It's been easier to produce, and also the cost has gone down. So if we looked at security market, probably the best place or most common use would be on perimeter security, typically in diamond mines, residential estates, borders, even ports use these cameras to look for intruders mostly.
Until about a year or two ago, it wasn't very accessible. It was very expensive, and it was mainly used for military purposes. But the cameras have come down in cost now, and there are more and more companies offering thermal cameras to the market, specifically for perimeter detection or detecting intrusion over a large area.
The use of these cameras in the security industry can minimize human error and assist guards to work efficiently. The technology also generates fewer false alarms, a common problem with other motion detection technology.
When designing a security system, you cannot just look at one component. You've got to look at what you're trying to achieve. We still like to have barriers in place to stop, and then something like a camera will be a detection device. But we need to develop security systems that are event-driven, that always alert the human factor to a potential alarm. These cameras are fantastic in the sense that we now have visual verification. And just to explain that simply, you have an alarm, maybe it's a fence alarm, a sensor, or video analytics that works with the camera that detects an intruder jumping over a fence. Instead of going out there and seeing what caused the alarm, we can now clearly see from the image if it was a person or an animal or maybe a false alarm. So these cameras are very, very important for security.